Oh boy, that was a tough one. Thunder lose 115 to 102 in Salt Lake City. They made some nice runs at the beginning of the game, but really after that they were pretty terrible, and it all to me begins and ends with Russell Westbrook, who finished the game 14 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. 5-17 from the field, 104 from three, only shot 4 free throws. He had some abysmal turnovers tonight. He didn't have the energy. The aggression wasn't there. I thought he started off the game okay, aggression wise, but then it was all over from there. He continues to have a very strange series, and I don't know what to think about that. There was really no urgency at all with the Thunder, and toward the end it seemed like they had conceded the victory, and that they I don't know if content is the right word, but they were okay with giving it up there at the end. The Thunder were only down 7 there. I think there was 9 minutes and 46 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Paul George and Felton had gone on a little mini run themselves, and Russ came back in, and the defense fell apart, and the offense fell apart, and they lost by 13, but it felt like more like 300. I'll go to some questions here. We won't be too long tonight. I have a feeling that won't have a ton of people joining us, but if you guys have questions, why are you doing this to yourself? I don't know, Brian. I have no idea. All right, you're doing it to yourself too, man. You're here with me. Andrew Peterson, it's crazy to see how much Adams was needed to beat Utah. Yeah, he's very important. He's very physical, and that is hurting him in this series because of foul trouble. They need him to be effective. They really do. We get efficient Melo and get blown out. Only us. No, we wasted a good Melo game. Oh, we really did waste a good Melo game. He was really good tonight. But he's a role player. Looks like taking Rubio over Curry wasn't such a bad idea. And Rubio was so good. He was great for them tonight. The Thunder, the lack of respect that Russell has for Rubio is one of the biggest problems that the Thunder have right now. Obviously, Russell provides a lot of problems tonight for Oklahoma City, and really none for the Jazz, because he doesn't respect Ricky Rubio. And maybe this game will help in that regard. I don't know. Maybe it won't. We'll see. Yeah, that's a problem. It seemed like he had 30 jump passes Utah tonight. Yeah, the Jazz were picking apart everything the Thunder had. The simple drive and kick offense that the Thunder run did not work tonight. It was, what did they finish with? Thunder finished with 17 turnovers. Just the Jazz turned it over 19 times. The eye test didn't look that way to me. I guess the turnovers were just that bad for OKC, but we got a lot of questions in here. Let me see. Fouls aren't going our way. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like this has been a poorly officiated series on both sides, so I'm not sure that it's just the Thunder. This is the most rattled that I've seen Russ. I guess like rattled isn't the first word that comes to mind when I was watching him, but I guess it could describe him, and I guess so. I'm trying to think of another time that Russ looked super rattled in the past few years. Yeah, I mean, he's just losing his aggression to me is the biggest thing, and that's weird. So they need to have a sense of urgency in Game 4. Something to remember is that the Thunder just need a split to gain home court advantage again in Utah. So, yes, it looks horrible tonight, but things can swing in a series pretty quickly, and the Thunder have the talent to do it, but do they have the cohesion? Are they going to be able to have the attention to detail that they need on the defensive end? I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, they just need to split. So Monday we're gonna have to see a different Russell because it was really really bad tonight. Abrina should have played more. Yeah, I'm an Abrinas guy. Played 13 minutes tonight. Some of those are meaningless. So the spacing would help certainly. Don't complain about the refs too much, but it doesn't really seem like I hate the way they're officiating Adams. And a lot of it's like Gobert is like literally throwing his body into him, and I'm not really sure what you're supposed to do. I don't know what Steven Adams is supposed to do. A lot of times he's trying to stand straight up and still, but I don't know exactly what they're supposed to do in that situation. They're being just as physical as Adams is with them, and I think it's throwing him off a little bit, and it's a tough series to officiate in that regard. But I don't love the way they've officiated Adams so far. So let's see. Feels like a fitting way for the season to end. Well, the season's not over, Aaron. It's not over yet. It feels over. I mean, the Jazz certainly took control of that game, but it's not over. It's not over. But yeah, it would not be going out in round one. It would not be ideal, but it's not quite over yet. I'm confident in us winning game 4. Confidence probably wouldn't be the feeling that I have going into game 4 after that. But I do think the Thunder can bounce back. I think they need to respond. Like if the Thunder are going to win this series, they have to respond to game 4. I know mathematically they could still win the series, but down 3-1, the Thunder and to that Jazz team that's very disciplined and that will play the same way every night. I don't think you want to do that. So yeah, they've got to come out with some urgency. How's Down to Dunk tweeting if I'm doing this? So spoiler on that, I don't tweet from Down to Dunk very often during games. I'm usually just on my account. So I don't know what people assume on that, but that's usually Taylor or Jay. Luke lost the password to it a long time ago. We tried to give it back to him, but he just wouldn't plug it back into his phone. Yeah, so the question is, I can't understand. Well, I guess it's not a question; it's an exclamatory statement. I can't understand why the Thunder consistently leave Ingles in the corner. You can't cheat off of him, and that was definitely a frustration tonight. So you can't continue to cheat off of Joe Ingles, Paul George. But I wouldn't blame tonight on Paul. I think there's a lot of areas to blame. I think it begins and ends with Russell. This team goes as Russell goes, and they certainly did that tonight. It seemed that Felton and Melo were the only ones trying after about the 9-minute mark in the fourth. Yeah, the body language was terrible. It was really bad. Downside to Abrinas is Mitchell torches him. Yeah, Mitchell's torching everybody, though. Mitchell was great. He's played really well. Let's see, what else do we have? Way too much doubling at the elbows on the weak side. Got picked apart by Joe Ingles threes. Always a bad sign. In third quarter, when I wanted more shots from Melo, yeah. When you want more from Melo, it means the Thunder offense is not going well. And you get Joe Ingles going. That's something the Thunder had done really well in game 1 and 2, is that they hadn't let Joe Ingles get going. I'm certain that he hadn't taken 15 shots in a game before this one, but he was able to take 15. He's 5 of 10 from 3, 21 points, 4 assists. And to me, it's not even how many he made or the point totals or anything. I think what says it all tonight is if you told me that Joe Ingles was going to have 4 assists and 15 shots, it means that they did not defend him like they had in games 1 and 2. And that's a problem. It's weird to feel like we need to slow everything down. You mean like slow the offense down? I think the Thunder need to play faster. They need to get into their sets faster. And the Jazz have been really, really good at slowing them down. The Thunder just haven't been able to score in the half court. I just talked about this is switching channels. What happened to our coverage with Ingles? Game 1, we shut him down tonight. He got all the open looks he wanted. Yeah, they went away from that game plan a little bit, and I think that Paul was just trying to do too many things. Is Russ hurt? I have not heard anything about Russell Westbrook being hurt. I can ask some people about that. I assume I won't get a real answer. But I don't think he is. I haven't heard though. But it is very weird. It's a very he played terribly. Let's see. What I think about the officiating is from Mark. Yeah, I don't love the way they've officiated Steven Adams in particular. I think on both sides, I think there can be a lot of complaints. I think it's been a pretty poorly officiated series for both teams. So I would just say the officiating's been bad. I wouldn't say it's like all against the Thunder, but I just think it's been a poorly officiated game. What has happened to Rubio? Rubio has turned into a player. 37 minutes for him, 26 points, 10 assists, 11 rebounds, the first triple-double from a Jazz player since Carlos Boozer, which is a weird sentence to say. He shot 50% from the field. He hit a lot of mid-range shots. He was only 2 of 9 from 3, so he didn't scorch the Thunder from 3. He got them from the mid-range tonight. And, after game 1, I thought if Rubio is the guy that's taking the second most shots, which is this has happened consistently, that's a win for the Thunder. But man, he's proven me wrong. Sometimes I'm wrong there. I was definitely wrong. Do I see Paul George staying if the Thunder get bounced by the Jazz? I don't know. I'm not feeling good about it, but I don't know. He could still stay, but I wouldn't bet on it. How do you describe the Thunder's offensive plan? How do I describe the offensive game plan for the Thunder so far? What should they change? It's been so bad. West is if he's hitting his shots, it opens up more things for the hitting comfortable making. I mean, typically when he plays the Jazz, he has shot the ball pretty well, and he's been able to get the shots that he wants, and he's been super aggressive. But it's been a problem. It's been a problem. But I don't think the offense has been super terrible. I mean, you're pretty limited when you play the Jazz just because they have the length, and the athleticism and the discipline, and they're just coached very well. But the Thunder, I feel like they're generating pretty good shots. They're just not making anything. I'll have to go back up. Let's see. When Adams gets in foul trouble, it's obvious that it kills us on the glass, but how much does it affect our offense too? It felt like every time he went off the floor, the offense sucked too. Yeah, outside of that run that they made with Patterson as the center, which I think that they need to get a better look at that and I need to go look at the numbers and stuff like that, so I'm not really prepared. But I'm interested to see if they can figure some things out with that, where you have basically all shooting out there. I'd like to see Abrinas out there instead of Brewer and see like what can you generate from there. And you're going to need to stay disciplined on defense. I mean, that's the side of the ball that would kill them. But if you have basically 4 out with Russ creating and a better Russ than the guy that played tonight, I think that would be helpful. Would you say there are any positives outside of Melo? Paul played pretty well tonight. I thought that he played well. Adams in the minutes that he played, he was pretty good. And Patterson getting himself going a little bit, and him, he played a pretty nice role, but it just wasn't quite enough. So there's not a lot of great things to take from this game, to be honest. I just think if you get a good Russell Westbrook game, then the Thunder win. Like, I just think it's as simple as that. You get a game where Russ is able to hit his shots and dictate pace and actually play well on the defensive end, I think that the Thunder win. I just think it's as simple as that. I don't think that this is too complicated. I think the Thunder game plan wasn't that bad. If you get a Ricky Rubio that's like average Ricky Rubio, and you get a Russell Westbrook that's like scorched earth Russ, like you win. And it's as simple as that. Ricky Rubio was just on fire tonight, and Russell Westbrook was maybe the worst version of himself. A team low -25 on the night, which is really bad. Brewer -20, Melo -20, Paul George -13. Steven Adams just says it all -2. So, yeah. So I mean that says it all to me. And then some of the bench players actually had positive plus minuses. Felton +2, Abrinas +7. So, they need a better Russ. Like Russ just has to be better. Okay, let's see. What do you think of having Houston split some minutes with Brewer? Feels like we need a bit of a change in defense. Brewer, I thought he's been good. I feel like he's played the role well enough. I think Josh Eustace is out of the rotation. But Billy gets weird sometimes. He may play him, but I'd be surprised at this point. I think he's pretty much done with the Thunder, in my opinion. Why did Donovan have Melo and Patterson against Gobert and Favors? I feel like Grant and Patterson make more sense there. I think it was just shooting, just to see what it's like if we can get as much shooting out there as possible. I don't know how many times OKC threw passes in anticipation of some action. I swear, after the first 6 or so turnovers, you think we'd learn that it's not working. Yeah, that's something they're going to have to, get in film session and show them, because, yeah, I agree that it was all telegraphed. You knew what was going to happen, and I don't know. Let's see. I can't even imagine what Colin Cowherd's going to say on Monday. I can't imagine, nor will I hear what he's going to say. So I hope that you guys will do the same. I live in Utah. Please tell me there's hope. I'm going insane with all these Jazz fans. Yeah, there's hope. I guess they'll win the series. They win Monday, come back, and win Game 5. Which, I mean, that's possible. I mean, it feels it feels really bad right now. It doesn't feel like that's a possibility, but the Thunder can turn the tide a little bit. And if they win the next 2 games, then you're feeling pretty good going into Game 6. And so, yeah, I've had the Thunder in 6. I don't feel great about that pick right now, but there are a lot of people that had Thunder in 7 or Jazz in 6 or Jazz in 7. There's a reason for that these teams are pretty evenly matched. So yeah, there's certainly hope. The Jazz making Russ look bad, or is it just Russ? It's not like Patrick Beverly is guarding him. Some of it is the Jazz. Like you can't say that it's all just like in Russ's head, but I would say it's like 80% like Russ just being terrible, and I don't know why. Yeah, I think a lot of it's Russell. Let's see. Dylan Ray, what cereal represents tonight's game? Oh, man. So, I don't know, man. I love cereal. I love almost all the cereals. So let me think of something that's not good. Like a Fiber One, like your classic Fiber One that kind of looks like cat food. I'm out on that. Tonight was Fiber One night. It's not good. Fiber One, no fruit added to it, just regular Fiber One in 1% milk. No, skim milk. No, almond milk. Almond milk sucks. My wife likes almond milk, but it's terrible. Westbrook has no focus. Yeah, Westbrook sucked. You guys want to he was terrible. He's just the worst. Oh, yeah, Grape Nuts. Yeah, Grape Nuts is pretty terrible. Andrew Peterson. Yeah. This is a Grape Nuts in almond milk night. Just awful. Just terrible texture. It doesn't taste good. Questioning, what am I doing with my life? Also question, how old am I? Did I age? What's going on with me? Okay, let's see. If Thunder loses series, should Billy Donovan be fired? I don't think he will be fired, but should he be fired? I don't think that the Thunder's problems are necessarily Billy Donovan, which some people, I mean, I said that on Twitter today, and some people were pretty mad about that. Uh, Tonight was not a Billy Donovan problem. They had a good game plan. It was there in place. And Russell Westbrook just maybe did the worst job executing it possible. So, and a lot of people are like, Billy Donovan doesn't know how to coach an offense. Billy Donovan doesn't know how to. Most of you guys have been Thunder fans for a long time. Why do the Thunder not have an offense? Why do they not have a system offense? Who's their point guard? That would be the question that I would give to you. Who is their point guard? It's Russell Westbrook. You live and die with Russell Westbrook. This team goes as Russell Westbrook goes. Period. That's the end. And they're going to as long as he is in this city. I don't care who you go get. I don't care if you bring in David Blatt, who has a system offense. I don't care if you bring in Torrey Messina from the Spurs, who's going to be more system-based. They're going to play the same way. They're just gonna. So I think Katz tweeted the same complaints about the Thunder offense. Yeah, Fred. Like Fred and I have talked about this a ton. This is not Billy. This is the players. This is Russell. Thunder go as Russell goes. I'm done. Thank you guys. You guys are still awesome. Hang in there, Thunder fans. Game 4 Monday. We'll do another one, win or lose. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. We'll talk to you guys on Monday. We'll have Down to Dunk Pod that day, and we'll have another one of these coming at you.